Hey everybody, this is a presentation to help you learn Google Drive a little bit better. At this point, you should have your learner materials that give you the step-by-step directions. The purpose of this tutorial is to walk you through how to do all 4 objectives. So if you want to follow along with your packet, we're going to start with objective 1, which is that you're going to learn how to create files using Google Drive. Okay? So step 1 tells you to go to the Google Chrome browser. That's this button right here on your computer. So you're going to want to click that. That will open the browser. And now there's 2 ways to do this, but the first way is to go to drive.google.com. That's the simpler way. So we're going to go to that website. And if you're already logged in like I am here, it'll already take you to the dashboard. If you're not, then you'll have to sign in. So I'm going to just sign out to show you what it may look like for you. Now, you all have a Google account already for the school, so you will just put in your credentials for that. Now, you can see I have several. You may have different ones to choose from. Go to your school account, so that would be this one for me, and put in your credentials, and you'll see that you're going to get to a dashboard for Google Drive. And so that's really the second step to get there. Okay. Now, I did give you an alternate way of accessing this just for your information. If you were instead to go make a new tab and go to gmail.com, let's say you're at your email, and you wanted to access Google Drive, this tells you another way. So if you look at step 3, it tells you can access it this way. And if you look at step 4 on the next page, you log into your Gmail account. Well, we've done that already, and I think you all know how to log into your email account. But for anyone watching this, if you don't have an account, it's there in step 4 with how to create an account. And then once you log in, if you wanted to access Drive from your email, you have this little box here, and you can click on Drive, and that will take you this as an alternative to get to Google Drive. So I'm just showing a couple of ways here in steps 1 through 6 how to access Google Drive. Okay, now if you turn to step 7, what we're going to do is click on New and then Google Docs. So remember, this is our first objective, is to be able to create something in Google Drive. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click on New and click on Google Docs. Okay, and then this is what pops up in step 8. And we're going to give it a title. So I can just title it, we said something about your favorite hobby. So maybe your favorite hobby is collecting coins. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there and say, and I'm going to just for pretend, I love to collect all kinds of coins. Okay, and then you would write about it a little bit just to get a feel of how you would do this. Okay, now, next step, number 9, what we're going to do is spell check it, just so you can kind of get a few ideas of the tools here you have. So we're going to go here to Tools, and then you can check spelling. That's how you would do that. No spelling suggestions. Okay, well now you know how to do it though. If you want to check your word count, that would be under Tools again and Word Count. Okay, so you can see a couple things here that we're practicing with how to use Google Drive and Google Docs in particular. Okay, now as you can tell, we are in the Google Drives thing. But if we want to go, we're in Google Docs, but if we want to go back to Google Drive, we have to go back up here to our other tab that says My Drive. Okay? And we're going to create another file. Okay? So we just created a Google Doc, did a little with that. We can click New, and we can make another one. Okay? Just so we have a couple of things here for later. So let's say we want to make a Google Sheet. Let's just pretend. Okay, and again, we're going to give it a title. And this title might just be like practice. Okay, just so that we can practice. And again, spreadsheet can be used for a lot of different reasons, but let's say you have a few students, so like you wanted to organize their grades. So like this, say there's Hannah, and there's Jeff, and Mike, and then this is their report number 1. And there's lots of things to do with spreadsheets, but we're going to just keep it simple for now, because that's not the point of the tutorial. And we'll just give them a few grades. Okay, this way we had a little practice, and we made another file. This time, instead of a Google Doc, we made a Google Sheet. Okay? So that is going now through step number 11. And step 12 and 13, if you go back to your Google Doc, I give you a couple of other things you could do optionally to kind of extend what you can do. So again, to get back to what we did, we can go to My Drive. Okay, now you see I have a lot of the things here that I've done. And what I want to do is organize this a little bit better. And we're going to be getting into that with our second objective. But for now, if you want to find what you did recently, the easiest thing to do is go over here, click on Recent. And you'll see that the things that we just made pop up. So now we can get access to them. So I'm going to go back to my Google Doc because I want to show you a couple other things. Optionally, if you get to this point, you're feeling good and you want to do something more with it, like I said, 12. And I say that you can go to Revision History. So if you go here to File, and then you go to Revision History, there's not much here. But you can see, that I made some changes. Obviously, I had nothing, and then I made something. So you can see how that works, and that is also a good feature. I'm going to go back. Okay, we're going to get into later how to use this for collaboration. But for now, I wanted to show you that. That was step 12. Step 13 just shows you an example of how you can restore. So if you ever lose something, you can go back and retrieve it. So that's something good to know. Okay? And that was all from Objective 1. So if you did all of that, like I said in the packet, let the instructor know, and you should be able to get a treat for doing all that. We'll just check that you made those 2 files. Okay? All right. Now, next page, we're going to move on to Objective 2, which is that you'll learn to organize your files using Google Drive. So step 14, it says go back to the Drive tab and then click on New and then click on Folder. Okay? So we're going to go back to where it says Drive. Okay? And then we're going to click on where it says New and click on Folder. And we're going to make a new folder and we're going to give a name to our folder. So for example, I just might call this New Documents. Okay, and I'm going to create it. Now, that's going to be, this isn't recent, so if I want to go see that, I'm going to go to my Drive, and you'll see that I made this folder New Documents. Okay, now if you remember, I just made Practice as one of mine, and then I had Hobbies. So if I go and collecting coins was a hobby. So now what I'm trying to do is organize what I created into this new folder. So I can take collecting coins, and I can click and drag it and move it here to this folder. And then I can also just exit out. If I want to undo what I could have, but I don't need to. If I want to, I can also move my other file that I made. So that was a spreadsheet, which is practice, and I can move that to new documents as well. Okay, so that's how you move folders, and I explained that in steps 16 and 17. We have only a couple more objectives here. Objective 3 is that the learners will back up their files using Google Drive. Okay, so now this is if you have files on your desktop that you want to have backed up. So to do that, we can go to click New, and then go to Folder Upload. The first thing you want to make sure is that your folders are organized on your desktop, like mine are here. Let's say, like I just made this folder Meraki. If I want that folder in particular to be backed up, these documents are not made from Google Drive. But I would like them to be backed up to Google Drive so that they're cloud-based and I'll have it at my disposal. So if I click on New again and go to Folder Upload, I can find that folder, Meraki, from my desktop. That's usually an easy place to get it. And I can click it, click OK, and as you can tell, it's uploading. You just uploaded it, and I backed up those documents. And those are all outlined for you in steps 18 through 20, what I just did in your packet. And then in step 21, all I say is, verify that it's there. So you can tell now that this is backed up. I have this folder here. That's a very important thing. I especially encourage you to back things up regularly in multiple ways. I like the cloud way because you could access it from many different computers or locations. So I would recommend that you do that. We have just one last objective here, and that's to collaborate with Google Docs that you just created. So again, now if we go back to the document that you created, it's easiest, we have it in here, new document, so we can go to recent, and I'm going to open it up. What you can do is share that with somebody to collaborate. So if I click on share, I can just put it in somebody's email. And let's say I want to share it with Mrs. Panic. I can put her, and I can ask, please collaborate with me on this project. Please give comments on what you think. Okay. And I'll send it to her. And when she gets it, she'll be able to open it up and read it, and then she can make comments. So how would she do that? She could then click on something that she thought she wanted to make a comment and insert a comment. And she could write, this was her, what she thought of this. I like coins too, she might say. Or whatever. And that's going to show up under all the comments here. And then we can have a conversation list of everything that we learned. So that's basically how you share and you can collaborate. I would stress that that would be a good thing to use. Again, if we go to this Drive tab, you can see things that have been shared with you. So this is for my class, but you may want to go back and find it that way. So again, the four objectives that we just covered were learning to create files using Google Drive. We did a couple of those, and then how to organize them, how to back them up, and lastly, how to collaborate. So I hope you found that to be informative, and I'm here to answer questions. Okay, thank you for listening.